everybody, I am Michael, and in this video I'm asking the question, can an average athlete like me run under 3 hours in the marathon? Well, I'm about to find out, and a bunch of updates related to the 2020 race schedule. Stay tuned, it's been a while since I posted a video. I've got a lot to share. Welcome back everybody. Again, my name is Michael, and in this video I'm trying to ask the question, can an average athlete like me run under 3 hours in the full marathon distance? Now, the full marathon that I am personally targeting is the Chicago Marathon on October 11th. Right now I'm just wrapping up my first week back to training in over a month. This week was 32 easy miles, not a lot to talk about on that front, but hey, maybe more importantly to talk about is why it's been a month since I've been able to dedicate a week to training. And the answer to that really is quite simple, because my wife and I happily welcomed our first child into the world, little baby Henry. Certainly a lot of sleep adjustment going on within our schedules, but both of us couldn't be more thrilled. This past month has been crazy and hectic, but it finally feels like we're starting to settle down and get into a little bit of a routine, which is really what allowed me to get back out into the streets and start running again. Okay, so let's transition back to the marathon talk. Between now and October 11th, I have 20 weeks to figure out if I can go from someone who has never run a full marathon before to under 3 hours in the distance. Now, my history in the marathon distance is non-existent, but I have run one half marathon at 1:33, and if you've been following along to the videos for a little while now, you'll also know that I had planned in early April to run a half marathon here in Chicago with a goal time of 1:30 or less. Now, that race fell through, obviously due to COVID, but at the time I certainly felt that I had the fitness to run under 1:30. So far in my training program, I need to work to catch back up to where I was at that point in time, and then to continue to build on that for the future. Now, my history as an athlete, when I say average athlete, I'm not talking about someone just up off the couch and 20 weeks later running a sub 3 hour marathon. Personally, myself, I've been doing triathlons for over 12 years now. So that's really where my expertise lies, swimming, biking, and running, and how you blend all three of those sports together. Looking though at the full marathon distance, having never run one before, and then also never dedicating that much time or putting in that many miles into running, I've certainly recognized that I'm going to need a lot of help in this front, and that's why I am working with a friend and coach to help me through all of the training requirements, building the mileage, doing it in a safe way. So I know I can run under 1:30 for the half marathon, but I don't know how my body will hold up for the full. That's certainly my biggest question, and really the reason that I went out. I'm working with my friend, my coach, to help me through that process, make sure that I have the physical leg strength to get to the finish line. I have very few concerns about my cardio strength. It's really about building up the muscular strength, staying injury free as I continue to build these miles, and having the power to finish the race. So what should you expect from me in this lead up to the Chicago Marathon? Well, I think there's several different things. The first off, one, weekly videos talking about my training, what I'm going through, how I'm feeling. Secondly, my coach, we will have a couple coach interviews. We'll talk with Coach Kotar at multiple times and just touch base to make sure that my training is staying on track. We'll also be talking about nutrition and race planning and a course preview. So a lot of things to come in the future dedicated strictly to this sub 3-hour marathon effort. If you haven't yet already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button below so that you can follow along on my journey. So the Chicago Marathon obviously is a very big goal for me personally, and I find myself regularly going to the Chicago Marathon's website, looking at the countdown that they have on that page and just looking at it in anticipation. Obviously, I've shared a lot about my goal for that race with all of you. What I'd like to do now is ask the question of the week: what are your running goals for 2020? And that could be anything related to running, increasing mileage, running a mile in a certain time, running your first 5K. I want to hear about it below in the comments. I want to hear what your goals are. Okay, now really quickly, I want to talk about my remaining 2020 race goals. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, I had a half marathon dedicated in April where I was looking to run sub 90. Obviously that was canceled. The other A race though I had on the calendar was 70.3 Des Moines, and unfortunately I have to report that that race has also been canceled. I should say deferred into 2021. The race was moved to late September, and with how it conflicted scheduling wise with the Chicago Marathon, I had to pick one or the other. So 70.3 Des Moines is now a 2021 race for me. I will be looking into other races. Right now the calendar is completely empty in the summer, ones that maybe won't get canceled. I'm thinking probably most likely shorter local triathlons to switch things up a little bit, park runs, shorter, again, local half marathons maybe, and again, to continue the switch up, maybe a Grand Fondo or something like that later this year, just to mix in a little bit of cross training to the calendar. But we'll have to, again, wait and see with everything going on with COVID-19 right now. All right, that's it for me, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video and will be following along on my journey, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and more importantly, share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, everybody.